All right, BobbethTV is. Oh, don't need to unmute that one, Bob. That's now going to echo. There we go. We'll fix that one up. BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. It's a Sunday night. It's been a long week. Bob's here. Let's get this one underway, guys and girls. As you can see there, well, now it's the sky, but that was the beautiful Chicago landscape. We're in Chicago, USA for the 420 Oz Sim Racing Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at the streets of Chicago. It's the Chicago Street Circuit 2023 Club Edition. And qualifying is currently underway. Check that track map out. That makes it look very, very interesting. A little bit of info about Chicago is coming my way in just a moment. Just as soon as we... nope. On the right screen, Bob. We just needed to get rid of the racing screen and switch over to our qualifying screen. 14 drivers on the board. Joshua Rimmer is our quick time here tonight. 127.605, 127.759 for Ryan Hunter. Ryan, traditionally one of the quicker guys on the track. So not surprising to see him up there in second, but surprising to see him not in first, as I think the qualifying is just about wrapping up to a conclusion. There's some cars out there, Bob. Why are they not on our screens? There we go. There's Alex Court, the 28 machine. He's currently running in the top 5 with a 128.399. He's just got Luke Fallon and Tim Nickel up in front of him, 3rd and 4th respectively. Behind him, though, Stephen Varga, Hayden Watson, Cliff Potter, Wade Georgeson, Rob Chandler round out the 10. Rob's here. Rob wasn't sure if he's going to make it. I'm glad you could, Rob. Nice to see you out on the track, buddy. I hope it goes well for you. Wayne Rogers, Brad Armstrong, Max Mokolov, and it looks like we've got a new driver. Just as I get used to some of these names, we grab another one, and that's Evgeny Slipchick, I believe. Let's dismiss that. On Twitch, we're just going to run a quick ad. It just allows me to get through the entire stream without any ads popping up in the middle. So if you are watching on Twitch, we will get you back in just one moment. There we go. All right, so the Chicago Street Circuit, it's another one of those road courses where they've really gone above and beyond in terms of recreating the Chicago Circuit, which really wasn't a sort of a NASCAR track road course. It was sort of worked with in collaboration with NASCAR to get it introduced into the eNASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational Series. And then later in 2023, that's why this is the Club 23 version of the track. NASCAR's Real World Street Race made their debut in 2023. So one of those rare moments where it's a real life track, iRacing incorporated into its own virtual NASCAR competition. And then NASCAR have looked at that and gone, you know what? I'm going to do the same. Let's see if we can't get on to one of those other tracks still out on the track out there. There we go. It looks like Tim Nickel, and I believe that's the 8 of... not sure who's on the... Oh, he's not on the leaderboard yet. So we've got a 15th driver, Jackson Sufong. That's who it is. Jackson getting on the track late for qualifying. He's going to have 5 minutes of warm-up before the big race to just test anything out as well. Now there are approximately, there's 12 turns. It's approximately about 3.5 kilometers in length. We're in Chicago, Illinois. Grant Park is our host. It is obviously an asphalt configuration, asphalt surface with a single configuration, which mirrors the 2023 NASCAR Cup race. Now, it is designed to emulate the challenges of a traditional street circuit. It features tight corners, very demanding, precise braking and cornering techniques. You can see there some of the guys having a few difficulties with that. A couple of narrow straights, which does limit the overtaking opportunities. Requires strategic planning, as does any race with these V8 supercars. It does have a bit of an elevation change to it, so it does add a bit of complexity to the driving here. We can see Jackson Sufong just making that climb up and then back down at that hill. there are very limited runoff areas. So there, as you can see, walls, 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 walls. We heard you like walls at your racing tracks. We put walls up so you can look at walls while they race around at walls. There are a lot of walls here. So accuracy is going to be the key. Now, if you are on iRacing and you do a lot of officials, if you do the NASCAR iRacing series, then this series, you will find this in both the fixed and open setups. Usually about 38 laps, which is what I reckon we'll get tonight. Supercar Series offering 29 laps races on Australian servers, and the Porsche Mission R Challenge, which is a 20-minute sprint race. So a couple of diverse styles that can be raced on this track. We've got the lacking in aerodynamic, awesomely engined Gen 3 V8 Supercars here tonight. So let's see how they're going to handle it. Looks like everyone off the track, so I'm not sure if qualifying will wait to roll all the way through. But this is the penultimate points battle race for the 420 Sim Racing's V8 Supercars League. We're here at round, where are we? Round 7. It is the Chicago Street Race. Just one more round next week. That's Okayama International Circuit. We're heading to Japan for the finale. All right, looks like we are rolling straight over to warm-ups. No need to let the timer roll out. That's only if there are people still out on the track wanting to finish their lap. We're going to get straight to the boys going out for their warm-up. This is your 5-minute warning. Thank you, Stream Elements, for getting that bot. I appreciate you. Might have to turn that up. I think the alerts are going to come through the speakers again, not my headset. Rob Chandler rolling past in the Shell V Power 17. Kind of looks like a figure 8 track, doesn't it? But instead of going straight through in the intersections, they obviously make those 90-degree turns, those 90-degree left-hand turns. I wonder, actually, I was going to try something, and that was roll around the track myself, but I've only got my controller, and I'm not sure if it's that easy to configure. So I might look at that for the final race for Okayama. All right, no leaderboard at the moment, guys. Most laps about a minute and a half, but the guys just out testing their setup. So if they do hit the wall, if they do achieve any um, incident score points, regardless of whether just slight contact will give you a 0 marker, but it will be considered an incident, then those lap times do not count. Oh, I just realized There's no race sound coming through. There we go. My God, what happened there? That was working fine before, I'm sure of it. There we go. First time up on the board, Wade Georgian with a 1:32.631. You've got about a minute and a half, guys and girls, before we get to our hour-long feature race here at the Chicago Street Circuit. We are racing the streets of Chicago. Second last round of the championship for the 420 Austin Racing League. So if you need to get a drink, if you want to stretch those legs, go to the toilet. Just that last final sort of hello check-in with the missus. Had to get over to that main event, hour-long racing here on the streets of Chicago. Let's get over to that grid and check out who is starting at where tonight. That front row, Team OCE have got it 1 and 2. That's why Ryan Hunter's not so fussed about that second place start. Josh Rimmer and Ryan Hunter on the front row. Tim Nicol and Luke Fallon are going to be on that second row. Third row, Alex Court and Stephen Varga. Hayden Watson and Jackson Sufong on that fourth row. Fifth row, it's going to be Ram Jam and Wade George and Cliff Potter and Wade Georgeson on that row. I just need to find my little grid marker machine. There it is. All right, on that sixth row, Rob Channel and Wayne Rogers. Brad Armstrong and Max Mokolov on that seventh row. On that eighth and final row, Evgeny Slipchik. As we get this one underway, there is no wasting time here. These boys straight into this situation as they come racing down to that first left-hander. Camera controls. There we go into that second turn. That's the right-hander. We'll stick with the static track cams as we come up through the first half of this track. They've achieved single file pretty quickly. Jackson Sufong a lap down. He might have had to start from the pits, but the boys haven't completed a lap yet, so not sure what's happened there. We'll keep an eye on that for him though. Lap 2 has begun. Ryan Hunter is our new race leader. Josh Rimmer's fallen back to second. Luke Fallon, Tim Nicol, Alex Court is the top 5. As we start to bounce around and get a bit of a better look around the different packs. Stephen Barger, Hayden Watson, Cliff Potter, Rob Chandler, and Brad Armstrong, the top 10. Wayne Rogers, Evgeny Slipchik, Wade Georgeson, Max Mokulov, Jackson Sufong, the back 15. While on the track map, it looks like a very, very tricky course, but the whole crew seem to be handling it very well at the moment. Sorry, there's a little bit of a technical issue with some systems on this. So there's Cliff Potter. He's got Rob Chandler up in front of him, Brad Armstrong, and that looks like Wayne Rogers back there. Nice big close-up though of Luke Fallon's Shell V-Power machine in third place. Joshua Rimmer and Ryan Hunter just ahead of him. Normally in these races, the street courses, we have seen the lead pack break away, and that top three sort of has their own little battle. Usually the second and third guys, and then the first guy sort of runs away with it a little bit, but they are very close together today, as well as the fourth and fifth. Looks like a few other cars are back there as well, as far as the 868, so back to sixth. Then you have a look on the track map, and you can see there, while the 96 Hayden Watson has a slight lead in seventh place, 8th, 9th, and 10th, right there behind him, as is the 420 of Wayne Rogers. Jackson Sufong is there as well. Looks like he's got that lap back. It's caught, the system's caught up to everything. A lot of people turning out for this race here at Chicago. Off to Japan, Australia last week, Chicago this week, well, USA this week, Japan next week. The life of a race car driver is very cool. Imagine just being paid to travel to all these different countries to race cars. That would be insanely fun. Chicago street course, as you can see there, of course, the home of the Windy City 110, the official NASCAR road course race that started in 2023. Oh, there's been a crash back there. Just trying to tell who that might have been off the track map. I think the 23 of Tim Nickel. Yeah, it was. Let's just go back and see what happened there. Quantum racing driver there. Brakes just like up. We saw a bit of smoke into the protective tyre barriers. So not a lot of damage would have been done there. Just more to... Oh, he actually hit the wall as he tried to recorrect it. I did not notice that. Sorry for capturing that on the stream, Tim. But Tim just falling back to 15th place. There is, what was the fuel run here tonight? So let's have a look. I didn't know, it's just that I could see that elsewhere. Normally the boys give me a quick heads up. It is 50% fuel night. So they've got 30 minutes worth of fuel. So generally that would imply one stop right at the middle of the race. But you're either going to not have enough fuel to get to the pits to get back out on the track, or you're going to pit too early and not have enough left at the end of the race. So 2 stops very much likely to occur here tonight, and you will see people get some positions back, things like that. Lap 5 right now, Cliff Potter in the pits, does have the opportunity to put some extra fuel in his car. Speaking of that, however, it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to help him with, like, this won't be his first, and then he has one more stop. Oh, Robbo, 10 minutes ago. Thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. Scroll in the Facebooks. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just look up BobbethTV on all 3 of those different socials, and you will find us there. So if you've got a preferred way of watching, then you're good to go. Ryan Hunter still our race leader. Joshua Rimmer, Luke Fallon, Alex Court, Stephen Varga. Not a lot has changed up there. Hayden Watson, Brad Armstrong, Jackson Sufong, Rob Chandler, Wayne Rogers, the 10. Wade Georgeson, Evgeny Slipchik, Max Mokolov, and Tim Nickel, the 11 to 14. Looks like Cliff Potter still in the pit, so he might have had to tow. And the tow time is usually about a minute and a half. We can see some cars going down the back half of the track still as the guys coming down the front half of the track. That is what's so cool about this. So you can see here is that's a lot of throttle control, a lot of heavy braking for these turns. There's no real aerodynamic capability for the Gen 3s, whether it's Mustang or Ford. And it means the driver is very much responsible for that control, for that throttle control, for that braking. Trying to calculate the pit window here. So estimated laps per 50% tank, about 21 to 24 laps. That's given that they burn around 2.3 to 2.6 litres per lap. Now it really depends on the average lap time as well. But we're looking about 28, 30 laps total, so that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, so it is possible on a one-stop run. So anywhere between 21 to 24, which would be about approximately 45 minutes into the race, will allow you to make that one stop and really run home, just stay on the track as long as you can. Now, let's have a look. So the early window's about laps 13 to 15. The pros to that will be you undercut and avoid traffic. However, the con would be a longer second stint. If you go to the midpoint around 15 to 18 laps, then it is a balanced strategy, but it does risk pitting with others that are going to take that safe option. You do have the late pit, as I say, 18 to 21 laps. Does mean a shorter second stint, but you've got the risk of fuel cutoffs, mistakes, all those other little things that can happen prior to that. That's a lot of race to do without making a mistake and finding out late. Now, tyres shouldn't be needed, so a lot of the guys will just take fuel, and that should minimise the time in pit stops, making this one a fairly competitive race. You can see on the track map there, a lot of people stretched out. Just the one guy in the pits here today, and that was Cliff Potter back on lap 5. Jackson Sufong did start from the pits. Oh, the 3 car there, Luke Fallon, the Shell V-Power, got a little bit sideways on that turn. That's allowed Alex Court to move up into 3rd place. He's back here behind this driver, Joshua Rimmer, teammates with Ryan Hunter, Team OCE, currently looking at the 1-2. Oh, who is that? That is the 82, just stuck there off the side of the road. That's Cliff Potter. Was in the pits, got back out on the track, but looks like he's had some more car damage. That was on lap 6. Let's see if we can see what might have happened there. Crickbet 99, that Ram Jam machine. Well, just went to take off, but it didn't look like that front end had set straight yet, and the rear just pushed it all the way around, so he quickly gets it sort of out of the obstructing way. And watching the race from that turn. See if we can't capture some of these crashes as they, see if we can't jump to them as they happen. We're on lap 9. I feel like we need to get more than 28 laps. I feel like that was a mistake. It's not. Maths there. Just trying to work out the calculation. We've only done, what, 12 minutes of an hour race. So it's got six of those, Bob. 6 times. Yeah, okay. 6 times a nice 57. That's Alex Court. That's Luke Fallon trying to recoup. He wants his 3rd place spot back. He was on the podium. A little bit of a misstep caused him to slip out with that car, and Alex Court's taken that position. Ryan Hunter and Josh Rimmer ahead of those guys. Stephen Varga in 5th place behind them. So Cliff Potter's got that car back through the pits as lap 10 is almost done and dusted. Actually, where is the 97? There, yeah, the 97 is coming into those last few turns on that track map up in the northeast corner there. The 117 Joshua Rimmer, the 28 of Alex Cord, that is the top of 3. We're watching Wayne Rogers here battling it out with, I believe that is Wade Georgeson in front of him. Luke Fallon there now, and Alex Court with Stephen Varga back there. Oh, not on the multi-stream chat. That's probably why I'm not seeing any of the chat, Bob. I can see it on the screen, but I can't see it. I can see it on the overlay thingy, but I couldn't see it on my chat box. So I apologise, guys. I haven't been ignoring you. Let me just quickly jump onto the resources and have a quick squeeze back at some of these comments. We've got Juha Cirilla. Good evening, sir. Greetings from Finland. Missing game audio. Yeah, I wish I saw that earlier. It is hopefully working fine now for you guys. Turn it up just a little bit. But yeah, no, I noticed you were on the track tonight, brother. Hope all is well. You're back in time for next week's race. But yes, we did start off with no broadcast, no sound during the first few minutes of the practice and qualifying and warm-up. Yeah, we won't talk about that. It's been a long week. It was a long week last week. I think it's I need to treat Sundays as the start of the week, not the end of the week. Coming up on the first third of this race, almost 20 minutes in. Actually, yeah, well, I think we'll get 28 the way we're going. Let's have a look at some lap times at my side, try and get an idea of what the average... Oh, yeah, the average lap's 120, say 129. So that would in fact mean my math was very wrong. What did I say? We're a third of the way in. 130. Oh, I see, 130 laps. Yeah. almost 90 seconds. Bob, you're an idiot. It's 90 seconds. Sometimes you overcomplicate math, I find. Where's my calculator? There it is there. Okay, 36. Divided by, I think, what it was 90? There we go, 90. 40 laps. So 40 laps. Alright, let's try and get a revised pit window off of that math now.
We want
a shrubbery. I heard that in the background. Hey, Shrubs.
what?
How you going, brother? Shrubs, my Twitch partner in crime. Catch us Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday nights irregularly, depending on what we're doing, because we've run out of games to play, sorta. But currently working on an ARC server together and some other things. But yeah, check him out. We were doing some Jackbox Party Pack and some stupid online Facebook website trivia games, and yeah, it's good fun. It's always good fun. Welcome in, Shrubs. So we're just coming up on the first third of this race. We're estimating around 40 laps for the race. So that would mean the pit window would actually be approximately between 18 and 22, 23. So still a similar window. But looking to pit between laps 19 and 22 to avoid having no fuel at the end. Let's see if we can get a bit of an idea if I missed any pittings. Let's hope not. So Tim Nickel went in after a crash, Cliff Potter and Jackson Sufong. So while they did go in a little bit early, the early sort of stop window is about laps 16 to 18. That's about the 24 to 27 minute mark of the race. We'll give you a short final stint. The mid-race 19 to 21, and then late stop 22 to 23, but really not a lot of laps between those at all. Just skipping this one, since they would have most likely been only time I'm going to race this track, so I decided not to purchase this one. Yeah, no, I can understand that. Looks like a fun track. Like, I looked at the track map, and I was really concerned. I was like, oh god, this is going to be a mess. But yeah, it's translates very well. I mean, it's the actual streets of Chicago, so it's kind of cool. As I live in Tasmania, we have we did, I think, just due to the dangers that it posed and a few of the deaths that occurred, but we had a Targa sort of road race rally competition, kind of hard to explain, that sort of went through the actual streets of towns in Tasmania and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that. Yeah, we're in the streets of Chicago, Illinois. Basically, this one, Shrubs, iRacing and NASCAR work together to make this track virtually for the there's a road to the pro sort of series, where if you're really good, you can sort of get into a pro competition in iRacing, and it's some insane stuff. But it was a course in that, and then in 2023, NASCAR adapted it in real life and went, okay, we've got the mapping, let's just make the track in real life. And they worked with Chicago, and it's now become an actual real life race in the NASCAR series as well. So it's kind of cool. It's usually the other way around. Obviously, real life track, a real life series becomes a virtual series, but this one started the other way around. 15 laps in, the 22 mark is gone. This race up the front has been hectic. The cams, I've sort of left them on automatic. I let them sort of go where the action is. And normally they sit around that 6 to 8 mark. There's a lot of good racing back there, a little bit further back. But up the front, this, what is it? It's Alex Court with Stephen Varga in 5th. Luke Fallon in third ahead of him. So Luke's got his third place spot back after that momentary hiccup that allowed Alex to have it for a short period. But up the front, Joshua Rimmer and his teammate Ryan Hunter, still our race leaders. Ryan's got a lead of about 4 seconds on his teammate, about 15.5 seconds on third place Luke Fallon. Surely not, it has corners. Hey, Griff. Griff, another one of my partners in crime. I think he's been playing Sleeping Dogs, have you not, Griffless? Yeah, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. So if you're digging that, if you like looking at games that age beautifully and awesome every rewatch or replay, then yeah, check out Griff. He's playing that at the moment. Also plays a bit of Hitman and I think Dead by Daylight, if I'm not mistaken. Something told me he did Dead by Daylight. So if you like Dead by Daylight, check him out. I'm going to pay for that. I am going to pay for that joke. So to look down at the back, we've got the new driver, Evgeny Slipchick. Max Mokolov back there behind them. That car just up ahead, Tim Nichols. It was more fun than I remembered, to be honest. I remembered it was pretty damn fun. It was more fun than I remembered, and to be honest, I remembered it pretty... DPT all dead every day. But no, it is. It's one of those games, definitive edition, Dying Light, Dying Light, fuck's sake, Bob. Sleeping Dogs. That it is. It's just one of those games where you can remember a lot of good things about it. So everyone has fond memories. Some are different about which parts and stuff like that. But then there's always just a few extra mini games or other little things that you're like, oh, I forgot about this part or this mini game or this thing. And it's it's such a good game. Acting's well done. The storyline's actually get you in. There's a few moments where you're like, what? But no, definitely check it out. Check it out. I did my playthrough last year, so I'm not due for another one soon. Winfield Racing, Wayne Rogers, part of the 420 Austin Racing team. My boss up there in 9th place. About a minute and a half, about almost a lap. Approximately a lap almost behind the lead lap, guys. Jackson Sufong's Wi-Fi turned off. Come on, Jackson. Mate. I don't even see... Oh, you've fallen down the board. That's not good, brother. He is out. Cliff Potter's still in the chat. How can you complain when your protagonist looks across between Jet Li and Gary Sinise? Yeah, I know. That is very true. That is very true. And he's such a great karaoke singer. From Brad Armstrong, so Wayne Rogers to Hayden Watson here. He's in the 104 Motorsports Hyper X machine. It looks like he has got Brad Armstrong, Speak of the Devil, right there behind him. I did see you miss the grid at the start. I assume that's obviously a bit of a Wi-Fi thing as well. See there, both those cars carrying no front end sort of coverage. So whether that's allowing that good cool air to keep the engine cool or whether it's not sort of keeping the hot air off of it and keeping it hot, I'm not sure. I'm not the expert in that one. Almost up on the halfway mark, so we are going to start to see cars pitting very soon. We're into that sort of mid-stage portion of the pit window. We'll start to see the top few go through. I was in the kitchen grabbing a snack. That's what the 5-minute window's for, but you were late to qualifying as well, so you sort of put yourself from behind the 8-ball a few times there, brother. That is Wade Georgeson just there. Right behind him is, sorry, right in front of him is Max Mokolov. Not behind Max. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the Winfield Racing Machine and Ryan Hunter. That is not the second place Joshua Rimmer. That is lapped at traffic 420 Wayne Rogers. As the 117 is a little bit further back from him. The 97 will also come up on the 17, Rob Chandler, very soon. But right now, this is Hayden Watson, Brad Armstrong. At least ahead of, if you get this finish, if you just finish this race, you'll get points that flip through the settings. So at least ahead of, you're not supposed to tell them that, mate. It's you don't tell them that part. I've done that. I've rage quit out of races, and then I've sat there for a few minutes, calmed down, and gone, oh, I'll get back in. And then yeah, basically a lot of other people quit ahead of you, and you just make up a lot of spots. And yeah, you're not going to win it. You're not going to come great. Oh, big crash up the back. That looks like Wayne Rogers in the 420 machine, spinning the car around to get it back facing the right way before any other cars come. But it looks like it's crab walking a little bit, not straight. I think Wayne is going to be our first visit through the pits here as we come up. He's going to have to get some repair, though, as that front end comes flying off that car, towing them back, going back out. That's the way, Jackson. That's the way. Down that McDonald's hill climb. Hill climb, hill descent as well, Bob. That sounded weird. Well, looked like Wayne and Brad Armstrong there. Got a little bit sideways coming into the turn. We saw it at the back of the screen before we switched up to Max Mokolov. Drove it into the wall. Max Mokolov in the Pizza Hut 5 machine. He's got Wade Georgeson back there in the 707 built tough machine. Oh, the Pizza Hut car is spinning out. Looks like that corner a tough one there. That is, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 5, it seems. So it is the westernmost portion of the track that turns right. And yeah, it seems a couple of the cars having a bit of trouble there with the tyre wear. Did see that, well, research sort of indicated that tyre wear not a big issue here, but if you do run the cars hard, obviously you are going to naturally wear those tyres out quicker. So that looking to be a bit of a thing, a bit of an issue for some people. See Jackson Sufong now in the pits, so he's got himself back into this race. It's going to be 4 laps down, but like I say, yeah, you're going to be able to race your way back. There's going to be some other guys that might not think their luck is as good. They are going to call it early or just circumstances. Plus, you've got pit stops, things like that. So, fingers crossed for that young man. Alex Cord and Stephen Varga there, 3rd and 4th. Luke Fallon has fallen back to 5th place. He's going to defend against Hayden Watson back there. Alex Cord and Stephen Varga, no strangers to battling it out in that 4th to 6th spot. We see this every week, basically, especially these two. If Yuha was out there, he'd be up there as well, wouldn't you, brother? He'd be within that little battle. Luke Fallon, Stephen Varga, Alex Cord. Hayden Watson, Rob Chandler coming through those last few turns before they get to that straightaway. All right, so as we get to the 32-minute mark, 22 laps into the 420 Aussim Racing League's Gen 3 V8 Supercars penultimate race. Just 2 to go, this one, and then Okayama next week. I am going to just step away from the mic. I should have done this before the race, and I didn't, and I knew it was going to come back to haunt me. But I just have to go to the BobbethTV's room, and I will be back. The joys of a one-man broadcasting booth. Enjoy the race, folks. Back. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. The 420 Austin Racing League as Gen3 V8 Supercars continues here at the streets of Chicago, the penultimate round of their 8-round racing series. I don't know any details, so I don't think I'm letting any cats out of the bag just yet. I do know that the boys did say, hey, Bob, are you interested in sticking around as we plan next season and get that all set up? And I said, yes. So more 420 Austin Racing League coming. Next week isn't the end. It is just the end of the beginning as we roll in to the next phase of the 420 Austin Racing Leagues. So that is going to be exciting. Next week's, though, is a different story. Okayama, Japan. It's going to be a good wrap-up for the season. I can't wait to see that one. There's so few crashes in the series thing, and the guys are racing quite hard, but still keeping it very clean. Yeah, look, that is the thing. I sort of, reserve judgment in the first few races. I like to get to know the drivers and sort of see what they're like and see who's, you usually come into a league and you see it's usually good to great. It's not bad to good or bad to great. It's usually good to great. And I like to see who the good ones are because you can see who, you can sort of see who involves, who gets better as the series goes on, who's picking up what. Yeah, it's been a few races. Bathurst, especially Mount Panorama, I thought was going to be a big one. That was just going to be a little messier than you would like, but you guys handled it beautifully, really, really well. In saying that, you have been a part of one incident in 4 races, and that's it's just Bradley missing the breaking point. So yeah, look, it happens, and even the pros, we, let's be honest, a lot of the time we watch the real life racing because we want to see the crashes as well. The pros are pros, but they're not perfect. No one is. So you're always going to have that. And that's the thing about iRacing is it brings this sport, the availability and the access to it to a lot more people that might not even get to, see these cars live, let alone experience them. I love this little world we have going on here. iRacing is great. 1300 we hire machine. That is Ryan Hunter. He's got a bit of damage on the front end of his car. As we get to the 27th lap, just going to check in on that pit information because we've still got 3 cars, Ryan, Joshua and Stephen, the top 3, that have decided to stay out and run their cars fuel a little bit longer. They obviously might have conserved some and realised they've got a lap or 2 extra that they can run. But, you can see there, Alex Court was the most recent driver in the pits, lap 24. Luke Fallon went in on lap 9. Hayden Watson, 23. Lap 19 for Brad Armstrong, 22 for Rob Chandler. Oh, Evgeny Slipchik has not gone in as well, but Wayne Rogers was one of the ones who went in lap 19. We had an earlier one with Wade Georgeson on lap 14. Lap 19 also for Max Mokolov. Jackson Sufong, lap 16, but he's had a bit of technical issues here tonight, so not sure he's really worried too much about the pit strategies for his run. There's Wayne Rogers there. That's Evgeny Slipchik up in front of the purple machine. Coming in from Central Eastern Europe. So an Australian league, but as you can see on the flags on the board, we have got 3 international drivers. 4, sorry, Ryan Hunter is a Kiwi. I forgot that. See that flag, just that slight difference on that flag there. There's the second place, Joshua Rimmer. That is Stephen Varga right there behind him. Oh, no, it's not. That is lapped traffic. Let's see if we can't get the relative up on our screen here. That's Tim Nichols there. Behind him, Hayden Watson, Stephen Varga and Brad Armstrong. Up ahead, the 15th place, Clint Potter. Second place, Joshua Rimmer. And the 12th place, Wade Georgeson. Luke Fallon, one of the few guys with a full car still on the track there in 5th place. Can't quite tell. I do believe that is actually the 5 car, which is Max Mokolov. It is behind him, so not a positional battle there for Luke Fallon. There's Alex Court 4th in the 28 machine. Rob Chandler just behind him. He's back in about 9th place. yeah, no, as I was saying there, you have even with the dirt stuff, the guys on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday Australian mornings, the American leagues that I broadcast, they do some crazy combinations and some stuff that just looks like it should not be easy to race, but they make it look so approachable. Like you sort of see these guys and you're like, oh, this street course stuff looks pretty obtainable. Yeah, I could do this. And then you get out there and just that throttle control, the braking, there's so much to it. Actually, can we get I've got the dashboard, but I don't think I've got the other dashboard where it shows like how hard they're hitting the pedals and things like that. Oh, here it is, driver inputs. We'll get the dashboard off. That's just the steering. It's not what I wanted. Oh, how did the weather come up? Go away, weather. All right. Oh, we've got a points listing here. Thank you so much. So in points coming into tonight's race, Ryan Hunter is our points leader on 160 points. Joshua Rimmer, second with 156 points, 145 points for third place. Luke Fallon. Peter Van Wingard, not out on the track tonight, but he's also on 145 points in fourth. Fifth place, Alex Court, 137 points. Joint tie with sixth place, Bloody Armstrong, 137 points. Make that a three-way tie for fifth, sixth, and seventh on 137 points. Kazuha Cirilla also there in seventh. Eighth, rather. Wayne Rogers, 129 points, alongside Cliff Potter, also on 129 points. In 10th, Jackson Sufong with 128 points, 124 points to the 11th place. Rob Chandler. Stephen Varga has 115 points in 12th. 13th, Wade George with 110. In 14th, Christopher Hepp with 98, and Cole Douglas rounding out that 15-car leaderboard with 79 points. So we're going to have a few more names on that leaderboard after tonight. Appreciate you doing that, Mr. Cirilla. Appreciate it. Thank you. I wonder if we can track... My system's supposed to track championship points and things like that, but I don't know if it does it correctly. Let's have a look. No. All right, no championship standings right there. All right. I didn't think that was going to work. All right, last quarter of this race is still to come. We're over 45 minutes in on this hour-long battle on the streets of Chicago. 420 Sim Racing League's penultimate race. We're at the home of the Chicago portion of the NASCAR Racing Series in real life. It started off as a virtual racing calendar track. And then NASCAR worked with iRacing and Chicago to sort of bring it to really life and make it a part of an actual course circuit. And here we are. Brad Armstrong there in ninth place. Who is that behind? That's hard to tell. I believe that is Wayne Rogers, actually. I think that is just simply... no, it's the 5. It's Max Mokolov. It is Max Mokolov in the Cash or Car 5. All right, you've got to think that Ryan, Joshua, and Stephen, have they got a big enough lead on Alex Court, etc., still pit, still get into the pits and get some fuel, because they don't have enough to see the whole way through. And they have not yet visited the pits. There's Joshua Rimmer there in second. just slots in behind the 5 of Max Mokolov there, the Shell V-Power machine. There's 24 drivers that score points out of the 34 drivers that have registered to the series. Wow. That's a good spread. And I imagine a lot of those remaining 10 drivers are guys like Max and Evgeny and ones that have showed up late in the series, sort of race 6 or 7 and things like that. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the next season goes, mate. George and Max Mokolov. No, that's Brad Armstrong, sorry. That is Brad Armstrong in the catch or car machine. That's not Max Mokolov. I thought it said the 5, but it's the 88. Oh, there's been a bit of an issue in that corner near the 88. Look at the track map, get an idea. I think the 8, Jackson Sufong was one of those. The 707. Of Wade Georgeson. No, he was just coming through it. Is that car just in front of him? You can't tell on the track map. Sticky Johnson. That's a great name for a strain of weed. Sticky Johnson. For those who don't know, Dick Johnson. Johnson, as he was affectionately known, is a very old V8 supercar driver. Is he still alive? He's an old V8 supercar driver from back in the golden years of V8 supercars. Guys like Dick Johnson, Peter Brock, John Bow. My name's struggling right now. Moffats and stuff like that. But Sticky Johnson, that's great. That's tickled me. Oh, the Piateco 5 machine got a little bit wobbly there coming down the straightaway. I'm not sure what that was. I think we've been trying to wash off a little bit of spout. It's the 3 of Luke Fallon, not the 5. It's just the 5 in the window. Look at the proper numbers. That's where I've been going wrong before. That's the 3 and the 420. Luke Fallon and Brad Armstrong. What's he doing? He's trying to shake some life into those tyres there. I'm not sure. Listening to Footloose, maybe? As we hit lap 34, there's got to be, oops, let's get the gap thingy back, gain thing, there we go. Still have not pit Ryan Hunter, Joshua Rimmer, Stephen Varga. How do they still have fuel? I'm confused. Or are they not paying attention to things they should be paying attention to? There we go. You're starting to see that's Joshua Rimmer going into the pits. I was starting to get a bit concerned with my calculations. Stephen Varga, Ryan Hunter still yet to pull in. Evgeny Slipchick as well. Oh, look out, Brad Armstrong getting a bit loose there. Went to sort of correct and get that car going again, but something wrong with the front end. Wade, my man, have a little pity for your car. Let's I can quickly go back and there's Wade there coming into the turn. A little bit wide, a little bit hard and fast there. Comes in, locks it up, and just luckily hits the safety barrier, not the wall. So that may keep some of those things still going for him. Got that car going off and taken off again. But yeah, you are what? Just a small amount of love goes a long way, doesn't it? All right, Alex Court moved himself up into third place as some of these pits start to take effect. Still, Stephen Varga and Ryan Hunter have not gone into the pits. Ryan does have a pretty decent lead, so maybe he had to sort of get out and get that race back up to style with only a few minutes left. So I'm wondering if he can or not. But Alex Court, Stephen Varga in wonderful positions. Joshua Rimmer's been into the pits, so he's in a beautiful position to get that pole position start back and get that finish. Looks like Jackson Sufong and Cliff Potter back in the pit, back in the pits with Cliff Potter, so he will be retired, I would say, at this stage. Oh, there we go. That is Ryan Hunter heading into the pits. Very, very late. Stephen Varga and Evgeny now the only two not yet visiting that pits. Let's get the pit times. We can't get the current pit time up on our screen. Whoops. Gotta fix the oh, there we go. We can see it up there somehow, but I've picked the wrong one and I have to then click this one. Go that one. Ryan Hunter, 9.9 seconds, so he definitely just took fuel. Maybe right sides, 37.6 seconds. Look at that, so he's back out in the race lead. Stephen Varga still needs to pit. Sorry, Stephen, you're going to probably have to kiss winning this race goodbye. Alex Court, holy cow, can move himself up into second here, it looks like. Where is Stephen? There's Stephen. Yeah, let's get on Stephen. See if we watch his run. I bet he's going to go to the pits this time around. The 868 coming into the big left-hander before he gets the big weird sort of U-shaped corner. Starts off with this right-hander into another right-hander and a sweeping left sort of bend. Through the mouth of that bend up to a couple of right-handers before we get to that straight away. But I want to stay with it because he has to pit. He's got to pit this time. Quantum Racing does not have special fuel. He will need it to pit. Stephen, can you hear me? Do you read, son? Coming down on the inside of Stephen there. It's going to keep him off the pit entrance. That is very interesting. Another lap out on the track for Stephen Varga. Tim Nichols there, or was it 28? 28, sorry, of Alex Court. Behind them is Stephen Varga. So Alex Court's moved his way up into second place. Alex has pit, Stephen hasn't. So Joshua Rimmer there is looking to take that third spot back here. As Stephen has unfortunately miscalculated this race. There is no way he has saved enough fuel to make a full race on this tank. Rumour has it when they designed the top part of the track, it was going to be straight, that the designer's finger was over the ruler's edge. Oh, there's no fuel cap. See, SimGrid indicated that there was a 50% fuel thingy, so I thought they were limited. All right, so that, okay. Either way, it still worked out as if they did have to pit. Stevens falling back down the field. Looks like Joshua Rimmer's now going to challenge Alex Court for a late run at second. Late break into that right-hander, and he gets it, accelerates out. This is going to be a bit of a race here between these two as they race their way down to the left-hander. Start the 39th lap. Ryan Hunter out there getting it done. 10 whole seconds ahead of these two boys. Points leader in this championship, so he's going to come into the final round with a very comfortable lead. It was last minute, so they must have been updated. No worries. Yep. They also didn't message me and say there was a fuel cap, so I should have assumed there wasn't instead of assuming there wasn't, that they just didn't tell me. Because they tell me every other time. Cliff Potter has decided he wanted to get back out for a lap or two. He's got his car back on the track. We're back to a 15-car field. Sounds like will be the results readout as well. But currently the top five is Ryan Hunter, Joshua Rimmer, Alex Court, Stephen Varga, and Luke Fallon. Tim Nicol, Hayden Watson, Rob Chandler, Brad Armstrong, and Wayne Rogers, the top 10. 11 to 15, Wade Georgeson, Evgeny Slipchik, Max Moklov, Jackson Su Fong, and Cliff Potter. Oh, big crash there by Brad Armstrong, I think that was. As Luke Fallon, yeah, Brad just whips that around. Luke Fallon comes screaming down back there, that purple machine. That was Evgeny Slipchik, but now we move over to Josh Rimmer in second place. Alex Court back there behind him in third. See another car's ahead of him. I think it was 96, which is the seventh place. Hayden Watson, the sixth place. Tim Nichols in the 23 car. The 420 of Wayne Rogers in 10th in the 97 of Ryan Hunter, our race leader. The Ryan Hunter's coming up on the 5 of Max Moklov on the track map. Looks like the 88 of Brad Armstrong might have come unstuck as well around that same area. So a little cautious. I think given that we've hit the hour mark, it's fully time to jump up to this man here, Ryan Hunter. His Hunt machine just ahead of him. Down to the final right-hander of this race. This is going to be the checkered flag as we're at the 1 hour mark here. One more race to go in the 420 Sim Racing League. We're off to Japan next week. We will be deciding the champion. Will it be that man on our screens right there, Ryan Hunter? That Bugs Bunny picture with the crown just exudes confidence, doesn't it? It is just too cool. As Joshua Rimmer officially will score in second. It looks like Alex Court third. We will need to wait for all the cars, I believe, to finish the race before it will allow me to pull up the final results. But a number of those cars completing their race. Track. Let's just do it now and just see what we might have missed out on. None. Okay, didn't have any custom cams for this track. Thank goodness. Just the ones that came with the the actual track itself. But that wraps up the 7th race of this season. One more still to come. I think we've still got about 2 or 3 cars, 1 or 2 cars, one more car to get the checkered flag. That is Mr. Brad Armstrong. I don't even think he's still on the track, so it should maybe be counting the race as finished, but it's not. There we go. All right, let's get to those official results as we wrap up tonight's broadcast of the 420 Sim Racing's Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at the streets of Chicago. Cliff Potter in 15th, Jackson Sufong finishing 14th. 13th was Max Mokolov. Evgeny Slepchik in 12th. 11th was Wade Georgeson. Wayne Rogers in 10th. 9th was Brad Armstrong. Rob Chandler finished 8th. 7th, Hayden Watson. Tim Nickel finished 6th. Our top 5, Luke Fallon and Stephen Varga, 5th and 4th. 3rd place, Alex Cord. Joshua Rimmer in 2nd, but there can only be one winner, and that was our points leader, Ryan Hunter. Team OCE getting the 1-2 finish there, but Ryan Hunter keeping that points battle alive. Will he be the one that wins the championship next week? It seems likely. We would be a fool not to consider that the odds-on favourite. But like we said when we were going through some of those points before tonight, yeah, Josh Rimmer was only 4 points behind him. About 15 points, Luke Fallon, etc. So Josh Rimmer still in with a chance. Anything could happen on the final race. All right, that's me done. I'll be back tomorrow morning, Australian time. We will get the Knuckleheads iRacing League's racing division back on our screens. They had the week off for Memorial Day. And then, yeah, we'll be back again Sunday night to finish up this current round of the 420 Austin Racing League's Gen 3 V8 Supercars. And hopefully we'll have some news on what's next on that 420 Aussim front. So, yeah, stay tuned. Thanks so much for coming out and watching. Jackson, appreciate you, brother. Griff, Shrubs, Yuha, thanks for checking it out from the other side of the fence. I think that was basically it. Robbo for the like. Big shout out to all the drivers for putting on a great show here tonight. My name's Bob. Love yous all. You know the drill. Boy.